and it will stay out of the hands of the Mages Guild until we can be certain that it is safe to use in this war.
I was murdered by a demon over and over.
Then at least allow the guild access to the Crystal Reserve for the sake of the Sprawl's future.
For the time being, the reserve shall remain under my control.
For the time being.
My decision is final, Tyronius. You will find that I am not as easily swayed by you as my father was.
Talk to me.
Thanks for your insight, Lil. I'm sorry to keep putting you in this position.
I thought he wasn't willing to talk to me for a second. Hi.
I'm just here to support my lady love. This choice has been eating her up inside. It's an important decision, and I want to do anything I can to help.
I think she made a good choice. With you, I mean.
Why the princess listens to you, I will never understand. It's like you're the only two people in the Dead Mums Club. My mother's terrible. That should count for something. Hopefully your words will not sway Desdemona on future matters.
I'm glad calmer heads prevailed. At least for now.
Hey.
Hey, you spoke well today, Lil.
Nice.
Thanks.
Yep.
One more message for you today. I was instructed to tell you to head over to Malcolm's to meet the advisors. Good luck.
Hey, no one's in jail.
That's good.
Whoa.
What I don't understand is why would they have summoned her to a meeting without us there? Where's the fun in that?
Without at least one of us there.
And we all know it should have been me.
You really believe that, don't you?
When it comes down to the serious, important things that affect this kingdom, I think they'd rather take advice from the strategic mind of a ranking military officer. Rather than the 2 cents of a goofy, hopped-up lunatic with questionable taste in fashion. Or a lousy court jester.
Ouch! We were both in the firing line on that one.
Well, all that being said, you still weren't asked to join said quorum, but she was.
And she is here.
What?
She is here. She's here. She's here. Lil is here. I really have to work on my subtlety.
Ah, Lil, you're here. We heard you got summoned to talk to the Queen and her new choice of partner for some kind of special quorum.
How was it? Was it boring? What kind of boring things did they talk about while you were there?
Tell them or not.
Yes, tell them.
Well, you guys are the royal advisors. I think it's probably okay to loop you in.
Go ahead, soldier.
Well, that mage guy Tyronius was there trying to convince the queen to use my chronometer 3000 to help win the war.
Wait, you're what?
Don't worry about
Don't
it.
worry.
Don't worry about it.
No one listened.
Anyways, Dr. B was there.
Snore.
Dr. B was there, and she thought it was too dangerous to use, and I said it was a bad idea. And then the queen said she'd think about it.
Thank you for that briefing, soldier. This could impact our military strategy immensely.
Not to mention the implications for my spies.
And I'm Malcolm.
Can I go now?
You're dismissed.
Yay! I'm dismissed.
Lil, how goes the Battle of the Southern Gate?
Same old. How are things around here holding up?
Great! Business is better than ever. Something about war and the idea of impending doom really gets people out to the bar.
That's good?
You bet it is. If this keeps up, we'll finally be able to get this place up to code.
Then we can get rid of the rats.
We don't have rats! I mean, we do, but technically they have us.
Turns out they own the building and we just rent from them.
But if we make enough money, we can buy out from under them. As far as landlords go, they aren't the worst.
I could do without all the hissing.
Hey, that reminds me. Lil, you got a letter in the mail.
How did that
From Hamish.
A letter from Dad? Gimme!
Hey, Sweet Pea. How's everything back home? I'm doing okay here. I've gotten to know a lot of the guys. Then when they don't come back from battle, I get the chance to get to know a few more. I miss you. I know you might be scared right now, but don't be. It'll take tougher stuff than this little war to do in your old dad. Please let me know that you're all right, or even if you're not. I need to hear how you're doing. I love you, Lil. Dad.
Love you too, Dad. But what should I write back to him? If I tell him things are tough here, he might worry and get distracted in battle. But if I tell him I'm doing well, he might feel like I don't need him and then get... Oh boy, neither answers.
Are you talking to...
No.
Should we be positive or honest?
I guess positive.
Okay.
Yeah.
Your choice will have an effect on this brawl.
There, that should do it.
Sure thing, Lil.
Hey, Mr. Gambler!
Well, if it isn't my old pal Lil.
Oh, so now you remember me.
Always did, kiddo. Just had to play it cool while at my legitimate place of business. My former legitimate place of business, that is.
Oh no, what happened?
Tough to say, kid. Could have been any number of things. Change in management, downsizing on account of the war.
It was probably the illegal gambling operation you were running out of the concession stand.
Tough to say, kid. Regardless, I'm
Sounds about right.
30 gold.
Hey, I earned that.
And so did I. Pleasure doing business with you, kiddo. But hey, I'm not all bad. I hate to take a young kid's pocket money so heartlessly.
Doesn't seem that way.
Hate to take it without giving them a chance to win it back then.
Fredo, no gambling.
No gambling.
No gambling, Fredo.
No gambling, just... Listen, the Sprawl Brawlers are playing out of town today. Tell you what I'll do. You pick who wins, and I'll give you your 30...
That sounds like gambling.
No gambling.
I ain't hearing a no here. Which team do you want?
Just
With
grab
most
one.
of their star players being drafted, what they're lacking in muscle and skill, they are also lacking in tech. You betting on the...
Sure.
All right, kid.
They sound absolutely terrible in every regard.
I bet Brawlers fans are sure wishing their star players weren't cannon fodder for an enemy army right about. Great Uncle Zach, the Falcons' elderly but unstoppable full-stop swing was... Despite a nice attempt to the Falcons' first flanksman, Fiona.
Yep.
Hey, tough.
Shh, Lil, I'm being discreet.
How are you planning to do that?
I figure if I wait long enough, one of the rats will bite her and she'll freak out and maybe run around a bit.
Solid plan.
Where's the hat guy?
He's not here.
He must be
Maybe he's out
outside.
back. Either
Yeah,
way.
he might be
I
out
think
back.
I've done.
You want to talk to the hat guy?
Well, we don't even know Hack Guy's there.
We don't. He should be. We've seen him every day.
Reunited with his darling whelp, Grunkin T. Dankworth was a changed man. Together the two traveled through Kaladar, sailed Lake Inez, and even summered in Fireball Canyon. He laughed as he never laughed in all his days, and their nights were filled with food and wine, music and love. They ran holding hands through fields of flowers, on which to sprint Grumpkin clutched at his chest as art had overflowed. More accurately, he suffered a massive heart attack. Try as he might to revive his former master and now true love, Whelp was unable to resuscitate the old man. A simple funeral was held. The widower Whelp counted himself lucky to ever have such a love as this. As for his substantial riches, they were held by Mr. Dung, head of BS, until such time as Stinkworth's reveal was revealed. He had donated his entirety of his fortune to the GLA. A small flower garden was built in his honor outside their headquarters.
Oh.
Thanks to his timely arrival back in the Sprawl, he was able to prepare a lavish birthday party for his best friend Gary. Every goblin, troll, halfling, cyclops, and mole person who was there is a bright spot for what had otherwise been a dark few months in the Sprawl. As a birthday party, he gave Jerry a pure unrefined power crystal that he received from visiting miners. The glint in its unearthly glow reflected in Gary's eyes as he inserted it into his practiced wand. He thanked Julius profusely for his most precious present and never left his sights from the day on. Next day, he presented plans he was carrying to the city council. Their extensive dig tunnel system to be dug underneath the walls of the Sprawl, which allowed food to be secretly and safely moved into the Sprawl under the enemy nose. After a short period of deliberation, the council realized how hungry they all are and unanimously approved the plan. Someone will be arriving to dig soon, but it's all up in the hush-hush. With new plans for bringing food into the city, working their way through the bureaucracy of the Sprawl, there was enough rations for the refugees of Scarborough to eat, and space was made for them at the refugee camp springing up at the docks. The Duchess did not impress her surroundings, but she's a very difficult person to please. Swift justice was visited upon the traitor who lowered the drawbridge in the middle of the night, allowing enemy to gather and take control of the duchy. The villain was hanged in the town square. Brutal? Certainly, but this is war and it's better to be safe than sorry. Plus, it made for a fine day's entertainment, as there's no video games in the Sprawl to keep you amused.
Jeez.
Oh, here we go. There's all three of them. Oh my goodness, they died. We lost. The Petrardian invasion force evilly overpowered the garrison at Sprawl's secret West food deposit. The enemy was ordered to burn all Sprawl's reserved food stores, not even taking any for their own. Our troops were not only defeated, but humiliated and mostly dead. Elmer, John, and Gloria fought like a cat and dog that used to be engaged until the cat got caught in the arms of another dog. It was very distracting for the soldiers around them. In an attempt to win Gloria Ann over with a show of bravery, Bosco took down a dozen soldiers single-handedly. Unfortunately, they were all Sprawl forces, which was a real shock to morale. The actions of all three soldiers you drafted directly contributed to Sprawl's utter defeat. We lost.
Leading to the highest levels of brutality ever recorded, with the pointless bloodshed sure to scar the psyche of all those involved for years to come. Haunting words from one of the survivors of last night's charity bake sale at the Garden District's Haven for the Elderly, and now news from the war. The battle for the Western Food Reserve Grotto was lost. That is the only detail I have to report. And now, more exclusive audio from what has been dubbed the Goodies for Geezers Bake Sale Massacre.
That's my banana bread. What was that? Speak up. I wish my grandson was here. That's my banana.
Hope they lost.
Hey, a letter arrived from Dad.
Dear Lil, thanks for writing back. Your letter really made my day. Hearing you and everyone back home are doing so well made me sleep easy. So easy, in fact, that I missed the morning bugle and was late for roll call. Boy, was I in trouble. And because I wasn't there, I got stuck with mechanic duty for the next big battle. They say this time it'll be fought in the air, and it's my job to help repair the planes. Don't tell anyone, but I really don't know what I'm doing. But your grandfather on your mother's side was a master mechanic, and I'll always remember the words he said to me on my wedding day. If your wife doesn't find you handsome, she better find you handy. So I guess if I investigate each aircraft that comes my way, I'm sure I'll find something to fix, and then help win the battle.
Oh, he's gonna touch every single plane.
Thanks, Granddad. That goes for you too. If you draft any would-be airmen,